I'll begin with you. First up, I want to understand, Satyajit, what was your motivation behind writing this incredible book? As far as the information I have on you, you're only 22 years of age. You weren't even born. In fact, I was also not born when 1971 happened. What made you write about 1971 instead of any of the wars that have happened after that?
Well, for starters, 1971 stands out as an absolute decisive victory between the Indian Army and the Pakistan Army. At the same time, this is our greatest achievement since independence. However, we were not taught about this war in school or in college. You see, our school books stopped teaching us history after 1947. We aren't told about a single day of independent India or any of its achievements. So when I used to tell my friends, my schoolmates, my college mates about tales of bravery from 1971, as well as other conflicts, they were quite impressed and they wanted to know more. So I made it my mission to tell my generation, my friends, and in fact this entire country of our incredible achievement and that of legendary unsung heroes such as Lieutenant General Satyajit Singh.
All right. What are some of the incredible stories that caught your attention when you were doing your research about the 1971 war? What are some of those facets, some of those untalked about moments that you have tried to capture in this book, and also something that served as a motivation for you?
Well, in that case, there are two types of stories. You see, there are those which are famous within the armed forces, but not in civilian circles, and those that are not even famous within armed forces circles. Let's start with one of the most legendary battles of the war, which was the Battle of Akhora, which I have written multiple chapters about in my book. And I'm quite honored to say that one of our panelists, Major Chandrakant Singh, fought in that battle in 4 guards and was afforded a Veer Chakra. Now, this was the only division-sized assault launched by 4 corps, and it started on the midnight of 1st December, and it was won within 5 days. Now, this was a huge blow to the Pakistan armed forces, and it was also the only pitched battle fought in 1971. After this moment, the forces under the 4 corps started to outmaneuver and outflank the Pakistani forces within that region, and soon Lieutenant General Satyajit Singh had captured all of the area assigned to him, and he was on the banks of the Meghna ready to cross. Now, the Meghna crossing itself stands out as an amazing achievement which was accomplished with cooperation with the Indian Air Force and its underrated helicopter arm. The heli-lifts at Meghna, as well as the one practiced at Sylhet, are some of the greatest moments in Indian military history. And in fact, they have been studied internationally as well.
Satyajit, what do you have to say about the younger generation, the Alpha, the X's, the Y's, and the Z's, who definitely have not much of an idea about the triumph that India got to achieve in 1971? It created a new nation. And in the context of what's happening in Bangladesh today as well, how important is it, for the younger generation to realize the importance of this war, and what more can be done? You have done your bit. What more can be done?
Well, for starters, they must be taught this incredible history. You see, the younger generation, my friends basically, are quite interested when it comes to reading about wars, when it comes to military action. Unfortunately, they are simply not given the opportunity to study this more. But I can guarantee you, the more you tell them about this conflict, the more veterans you introduce them to, in fact, the more veterans who come out and tell their stories to these youngsters, the more they'll talk about it, the more you'll see them discussing it in an incredible manner. And this comes with, of course, its appreciation within media as well. See, often when wars are talked about on news channels and all, they generally refer to 1965, 1971, and 1999 as general conflicts without realizing the significant importance of 1971 individually. Our pilots, our sailors, our soldiers crossed a border with the seeds of democracy in hand for those who yearned for freedom. But we did not come as conquerors, but as liberators of a new nation. And after that, we left. After the largest surrender in Indian history, we left, and that is extremely important. And today, Bangladesh stands as our neighbor with its own issues. But the more we know about its history, the more people will understand how we can improve foreign relations. After all, it is my generation which will be giving the UPSC exam and so many other entrances which will put them in positions of power. And they have to take India's foreign policy forward.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.